excited over the more simpler things in life. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing on my mind is that bowl of oatmeal before I work out. When the new Overwatch update came in, there were huge changes. I mean, Baptiste, new heroes, new abilities. I was most excited about the new Sombra hack cooldown. When I make a video as complex as the one that I am doing today, the most exciting thing to me is, well, the intro, because I get to connect two things together. And today, I'm going to be connecting how exciting the most simplest things is, because staples and hand traps are really simplistic. Being able to know which hand traps are in and which staples are in and which ones are out, which ones are the most effective in the meta, is something that everybody should always look up on, even if they feel they are correct. And today, I'm going to be doing that in this video. I'm the Cali Effect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, they're going to destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell, because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. Also, a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Chris Tate. Welcome to the clan. Please make sure you add yourself to that Discord or message me on Facebook so I can get you into the top dog so you can take advantage of all those rewards. You can also message Jess, it doesn't matter. But without further ado, I present to you the best staples and hand traps for the March 2019 format, because you guys requested this video. So we're going to split this video up into two separate portions. We're going to be talking about the staples and why they are so good and why they are the best right now. Then we're going to talk about the hand traps and why they are so good, as well as why are they the best right now. And if you guys have any suggestions, comments, or ideas, go ahead and post them down below in the comment section. I can't necessarily hit every good staple and hand trap with a 5-5 list, but I think we can get pretty close. Coming in hot is a card that doesn't really see a lot of play, but anytime you have cards like Cyframe Gear Gamma and Effect Veiler that can be effective in the format, Effect Negation, then this card should be considered a staple. Both Infinite Impermanence and Solemn Strike are going to grab that number 5 spot. Why? Because Infinite Impermanence serves as a tool of Effect Negation, being able to activate it during either player's turn like Effect Veiler, except not restricted to the main phase, as well as being a trap card that can lock your opponent out of that extra or that zone that is adjacent to it. Not adjacent, the same zone that it's occupied in the opposite side, however you say it. Solemn Strike is a little bit different. Not only can Solemn Strike stop every link summon inside of the game, it can also negate monster effects no matter where they are, unlike Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence. At the cost of 1,500 life points, if you ever want to call that a cost, you can stop cards like your opponent's hand traps, as well as some critical monster effects, and again, back to those link summons. And since people are starting to pick up that Pendulums are one of the best decks of the format, because, I mean, like, it's a deck that doesn't seem to go anywhere, then yes, Solemn Strike can stop your opponent's entire Pendulum summon. Do not sleep on number 5 on this list. Effect Negation is still very important into this format. Coming in hot at number 4, this card is really good, ladies and gentlemen. Mind Control. Just the ability to snatch your opponent's monster and use it for a link should not go underestimated, especially since we have generic links like Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Unicorn. Heck, if you just want a link monster, Land Fornicus and Underclock Taker are also really good cards to use on your opponent. The ability to snatch your opponent's monster or to force one of your opponents to use one of their negates to stop this card is warranted as a slot of one of the top staples. Do not sleep on Mind Crush. Being able to take some of your opponent's best monsters and use them against them and then link them away before they can get it back is just too strong. Number 3 on this list was the cover card of the last top staples. It is Dino Wrestler Prankotrops. Some people just look at this card and like, why is this card good? And then other people look at this card and be like, oh my god, why does this card exist? This 2600 body has so much versatility, and its resummoning conditions are a joke. Not only to mention that it can be summoned through Big Evolution Pill or Double Evolution Pill, the ability to be able to tribute itself or any Dino Wrestler monster to destroy a card your opponent controls, and it being a quick effect is just great. 2600 body can run over almost every monster in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. This card should definitely be in everyone's side deck, if not their main board, because of its versatility. It actually reminds me of Cyber Dragon of old back in 2006 when Cyber Dragon ruined the GOAT format. Dino Wrestling Prankatrops doesn't have that exact same ruining effect, but it does have that exact presence, giving you a free big monster that can provide a lot of disruption to the opponent. Number 2 on this list can arguably be the best card or the best staple to have. Called by the Grave. Hand traps are at an all-time high yet again, ladies and gentlemen, with Salamangreat Greats playing anywhere between 1 million to 2 million hand traps. Thunder Dragon Danger doesn't necessarily play it, but Pure Thunder Dragon just might. And then Sky Strikers loves their hand traps because, I mean, why not? They only play 3 normal summonable monsters anyways. Called by the Grave has applications against hand traps because it can stop them before they pop off, as long as it's not Fanatical Dragon Phantasme. Or Called by the Grave can be used in a different purpose against the Salamangreat Great matchup. Being able to banish that critical monster that they want to put to the side of the field is amazing. Being able to banish that Thunder Dragon monster before they can gain its full utility, oh man, it's a heaven sent. And even against Sky Striker, being able to banish Kagari before they can, or when they're summoning their next Kagari, or being able to banish Ray so they can't summon it to their side of the field and gain their effects. Called by the Grave has so many applications into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a really good card, and I think that nobody should sleep on Called by the Grave. It should probably be a 3 of in every single deck. Number 1 on this list, I like to make lists like this because I don't have to say these cards are slept on. I don't necessarily have to explain too much on how powerful these cards is, but it's Twin Twisters. I mean, in a format where back row is heavy, some Salamangreat Great players not opting to play 1 million hand traps, just playing regular traps. I don't know why. We're in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Twin Twisters is at its prime. Also playing against the decks like Sky Strikers, Twin Twisters can be an absolute blowout. The discarding 1 card from your hand cost isn't necessarily a cost, even if you are playing a deck that doesn't really care for the graveyard, but nonetheless, Twin Twisters should never leave anyone's mind. It is the best staple right now according to this list. Now that we are done with the best staples of this format, cards that you guys should be considering into your deck, if not should be playing them, I urge you that you should be playing at least 1 or 2 of those cards from the list in almost every single deck. That's why they are called staples. But on to the best hand traps. We got some sauce for you guys. Coming in hot at number 5 is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and her versatility is not to be undermined. Ash Blossom has been relevant in every format since its inception in Maximum Crisis. Being able to discard 1 card or discard this card from your hand to negate a summon from the deck or a search is just insane. We're in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Format where almost every single deck needs to search multiple times in 1 turn, at least. Sometimes it isn't as good, like in the Salamangreat Great matchup, but still being able to Ash Blossom that Salamangreat Great circle, that's kind of good. It might not have applications in particular matchups, but as a broad total, Ash Blossom is probably one of the single best hand traps for just being able to play going blind, because it hits so many decks, because almost every deck needs to search. Coming in hot, all of you bro people should close your eyes. Like, seriously, don't just skip over this part, because Fanatical Dragon Phantasmi has solidified itself as probably one of the best hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys want to ask me, it reminds me of Tragodia and Gores. It can special summon itself when your opponent decides to have Link monsters on this side of the field, but it's a little bit different than Tragodia and Gores. While Gores provides you an extra resource to your side of the field, and Tragodia gives you huge attack that can steal your opponent's monsters, Fanatical Dragon addresses the meta in a different way. If you guys can think, Gores came out in the TCG at a time where OTKs were prevalent, and Tragodia came out roughly after, when we needed some control. Well, Fanatical Dragon almost does the exact same thing. You spell summon it to yourself, to your side of the field, and you punish your opponent for playing Links. That's interesting, seeing that we're in a very Link-heavy Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And then on top of that, it prevents your opponent from targeting, because if they do, you can punish them again by discarding a card from your hand to negate and destroy it. targeting is at an all-time high. So Fanatical Dragon Phantasmi definitely fits that category as being that hand-trapped summonable monster to correct what has been done wrong in Yu-Gi-Oh! You should not sleep on Fanatical Dragon because it's just so powerful, being able to manipulate how your hand is used, because essentially, while it isn't a maxi, it does replace itself and get you a free card, as well as being able to cycle those dead cards back into your deck. Fanatical Dragon Phantasmi should be played in almost every single deck that wants to take advantage of hand traps and being able to play them in a surplus, or just have cards that they may want back to the deck, as well as disrupt the opponent from playing Link monsters. Coming in hot at number 3 is a card that just seems to disappear in formats and then just really show up and come in clutch. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is probably one of the more versatile hand traps that you will ever see. Why? Because Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is the only hand trap in existence right now that can activate itself while it's on the field. And to put more on it, it's a psychic monster. So if you wanted to play Emergency Teleport to spell summon this card to your side of the field, well, yeah, you have a searchable hand trap that can summon itself and still disrupt this opponent. But back to where Ghost Ogre does really shine. There are quite a few face-up cards in this Yu-Gi-Oh! Format that your opponent wants to take advantage of. Well, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit not only prevents that monster or that spell and trap card from resolving, because most face-up spell and trap cards have to be face-up on the field to resolve, it gets rid of the threat entirely by destroying it. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit can also destroy monsters, and all they have to do is just activate their effects. So sometimes Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit can be a better option than the other hand traps if you just want to get rid of the monster threat. It's a really powerful card, kind of searchable, allows it to summon itself to the side of the field, so it's a little more versatile. Don't sleep on Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It has so many applications into this meta. Number 2 on this list is when we start to hit you guys with a curveball, because a lot of the cards from last list kind of disappear, and some cards that were underrated are now on the top of the mountain. DD Crow is that card, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is the second best hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, because it has matchups all across the board. If you want to go against even the worst matchups, Danger Thunder Dragon, you can kind of hit the danger monsters in the TCG. They're sent to the graveyard, for example, for like Melody of the Dragon Awakening, then you can chain DD Crow to hit that card sent to the graveyard, and it won't be able to activate its effect in North America. Also, DD Crow has insane matchups against the other 2 decks as Sky Striker and Salomon Great. Being able to DD Crow them is almost like Cold by the Graving them, except from your hand, and harder to stop. DD Crow also can hit spell and trap cards, so it can hit that Salomon Great Rage and Roar that a lot of players only play one of. It can also hit those pivotal cards in Sky Striker, like when they want to get that Widow Anchor back to their side of the field. DD Crow is an insane card. It's a reason why the Ultimate Rares are so expensive right now, and the Ultras are soon to follow, just like I said in the card you should buy before they skyrocket in price clickbait video that everybody seems to love and hate at the same time. Number 1 on this list is regarded as the first hand trap, even though Kuriboh is really the real first hand trap, but we're not going to talk about this. This was the first hand trap to define the game, to change how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was played. Effect Veiler, Effectal Veiler is the boy-girl. It is the card that you want inside of your main deck. A lot of people will argue, well, hey, Infinite Impermanence is better. Well, I mean, you gotta take Effect Veiler for more than just face value. Get it? Because we don't know what it is in the face. But you have to take it for more than that. Infinite Impermanence is a more expensive option, and Effect Veiler feels like it does the exact same job, but cheaper. Now, Infinite Impermanence does have other applications, but you can run 3 copies of Effect Veiler and actually hit your entire opponent's board, as well as being able to have a light tuner in certain situations. Maybe you want to play Chaos cards with Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is there. Ultimately, Effect Veiler beats out Infinite Impermanence not because of its effects, mainly because of its cheap and effectiveness inside of the format. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Kali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, there are some cards that we couldn't have talked about because we wouldn't have had a top 5. It would have been like 6 or 7 or 8. I want you guys to list down below in the comment section what are the cards that I missed. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am. I'll catch you later, guys.